So, hello everyone, welcome to ALS. I'm Swetank and ALS is bringing the 500 plus course for Mains 2024. Now, you might have heard about it. Great. If you haven't, make sure you go through this video, making sure that you know about the detail of this course and how it is going to help you in your overarching preparation for the Mains 2024 program. Now, let's discuss the topic of governance and social justice, which I will be handling here. In your mains examination in GS paper 2, around 4 to 5 questions are from the governance section, and similarly 3 to 4 questions are also from the social justice section. This topic not only is concerns to the basic fundamental idea of polity, but an evolved version of that is basically covered in governance. What basically happens in most of the students is they have gone through their Lakshmikant, they have mucked up whatever was needed to go through their preliminary examination, and in a way, because they know about parliament, they know about the power of the governor, power of the president, they think that they are already aware of all the basic things related to constitution and public policy which they need to be aware of to write in the examination for UPSC CSE. But that is not the case. When you come to governance, a lot of policy details are also needed to be known to be able to answer these questions correctly. For example, suppose if the question is not about only the formation of the states, but how the administration of the state works. Okay, what is the role of a joint secretary of a chief or a chief secretary in the state? Okay, this is where the governance portion comes into play. Or suppose there is our questions are that what are the steps taken by the government of India to help those people who have been disabled or challenged in any physical deformity. Okay, are there any bills, are there any policy advantage or policy initiatives taken by the government of India regarding this? This is something which will be handled in social justice. Similarly, in great detail, the issue of minority rights, the issue of caste rights, these kind of questions also handled in social justice topic. So you should be aware of what all topics have to be covered and how and to what extent this has to be covered. Now, let me further elaborate on this, and you need to be aware of this, that the whole section of governance as well as social justice has two fundamental sections. One is the static section, one is the dynamic section. What is static and what is dynamic here? Now, the static section is the section which is not going to change. These are foundational concepts. For example, the role of the state for the betterment of the services for the people. For example, the issues or the questions related to the Panchayati Raj institutions, the issues or the question related to the internet communication, telecommunication, the whole ICT section, the issues or the questions which will come regarding the e-governance model. Okay, or the issues or concerns, the steps taken had to be taken by the government for the betterment of whole procedure or efficiency of the government processes. All these things will be handled in governance, and these are static topics. But at the same time, there is a dynamic portion also for governance. For example, the recent bills which have been taken up by the government. For example, since this is the election year, so that makes the questions regarding how a coalition government is formed. What are the predicaments in the formation or the constraints with which a coalition government should work and has worked in past 3 decades whenever there has been a coalition government. These are the important topics which we have to cover. The recent bills, the recent laws, for example, the NCT amendment bill came in 2023. That is something very important. Similarly, there are other initiatives taken by government, sometimes not through the channels of the bills or the enactments, but directly on the level of what we call as the GO or the government order, mostly from the office of the Prime Minister. So those things also come in this section. Similarly, in the social justice section also, you will be dividing the whole section into 2 parts, as in the static thing and the dynamic thing. In the static thing, again, right from the issues, something like the caste issues, the minority issues, the literacy issue, all these things were the steps taken for various sections of the society for their betterment, whether it is for the betterment of the transgender people or some kind of linguistic minority or religious minority or caste minority. All these things will also be covered under the to topic of social justice static section. But again, in the dynamic section, again we have to discuss the recent issues. For example, you might have heard about the whole issue around the caste census, which was all over the news because of the recent elections. So that is something you need to be aware of, that when the last caste census happened, okay, and how the facts and figures and all those details can be used for making you answer better. Now, coming back to the preparation topic, how you can use all these details for the best preparation of your examination. Now here let me tell you again that what you need to be aware of is, just by knowing these facts you won't be able to get score marks, because the way you are going to pen it down on a sheet of paper, that is what matters more than what you actually know. Many a time it happens that you know a lot of stuff but you are not able to pen it down. That's a disaster in the UPSC mains examination. So there is a simple way out. The easier way out is, first you start with your basic standard book, and after reading that you make notes, and you then go and do an analysis of the PYQ and then focus on what has to be covered, what has not to be covered. But ALS has come up with a better option. In this 500 plus course, what we are going to do is, we are going to take up all the important topics, more than 500 important topics, with the help of our analysis of the PYQs and otherwise also, which are most suggested question for the 2024 examination. We'll be focusing on that. In that, the topic analysis or the PYQ analysis of governance and social justice will be done by me, and I will be telling you what exactly and precisely you have to go through to make sure that you give your 100% and without running here and there and random notes which all around is available, you can prepare in the best possible manner. So that's the whole idea behind this course. There will be a phone number down here. You can call up that number to join the course, or the more details of the course will be there in the description of this video. Make sure you go through this. That will be all for now. Thank you.